one of the things that really irritated me, I shouldn't say irritated me, but got me was, we met with the Swan congressman and we were talking about redress and we were asking for support for the redress movement. And he was somewhat against individual payments. And he said, why don't we build a monument? And we got so darn many monuments, I can't believe it. So, and I told him, well, you know, it's the individual that got screwed. If you build a monument, what are you doing? I mean, you're not righting a wrong that was done to this individual. All you're doing is to perpetuating or reminding everybody that this thing happened. But a true redress is to compensate the individual for what he has suffered and the injustice that was done to him. And if that individual wants to build a monument, that's fine. But that's his decision. Let him or her make that decision. So that's the way I felt, and that's the way we finally convinced everybody, or that we talked to, that it should indeed be individual payments. And it's up to the individual, because the individual got screwed. And it's the individual that got imprisoned and their injustices thrown upon them. And eventually, you know, it was the individual that got the redress, and I'm really glad for that. And, you know, there was a lot of time spent in meetings and things like that that I don't want to go over because it was so tiring. I spent a lot of time away from my family, and my wife was very understanding about that. And my kids were too. And it was quite a struggle for redress, but I'm glad I was part of it, and a small part of it. And I think the guy who really deserves, I'd say 90% of the credit, is the guy named Henry Minadoka, and obviously Congressman Lowry, and people who supported Congressman Lowry, like you mentioned, Ruth Ann Carosa. And she helped us out quite a bit too. But you know, and Cherokee Nostal, she was the one that really was inspiration to me, and that, boy, there's sometimes I would get so discouraged. And so she sort of, you know, like, ganbatte, grit your teeth and let's go ahead. Kick me in the butt. But boy, there were some points in time that I was really tired of it, and I felt like giving up. But we kept on going. And people like Karen Saraguchi really helped us out too. So, but like I say, I was only a small part of it, and I was happy to do my part.